Number 5. Anthropophagus. The word anthropophagus means cannibal, especially the ones in legends. This particular cannibal is most known in English folklore, one popularized from the works of William Shakespeare in Othello and The Merry Wives of Windsor. But the first known account of these creatures was from a Greek historian called Herodotus. He called them anthropophagi. He described them to be one of the tribes near Scythia, somewhere around the Eurasian area, and they were cannibals. This creature is described to have no head, but it still has a face. Rather, if you look from behind, the anthropophagus would look human, with the exception of being headless. Now, how can they be headless but still have a face, you ask? Well, their face is on their torso. It is described to have eyes on their shoulders facing forward and mouth on their chest. They would probably always be shirtless or at least be wearing a very low-necked t-shirt. They are said to be nomads, had their own language, and was pretty savage. They were cannibals and would reuse the bones of their victims into utensils like decorations and even accessories. Number 4. ABARIMON. The ABARIMON were legendary people from the Himalayan mountains. They are said to be wild men that lived in the mountains side by side with animals. Their extra special features are that they could run very fast and their feet were facing backwards. Other than that, they pretty much look human. But because they are wild people, it is said that they didn't wear any clothes. Except they do wear masks. The way they wear their masks is a bit different. They wear it on the back of their heads. This is probably to bluff that they could actually see behind them as well. Apparently, they only live in a specific area in the Himalayan mountains, as that particular area had a special quality of air. Breathing the air in the area for too long would cause you to be unable to breathe air from anywhere else. That applies to the ABARIMON as well, so they wouldn't be able to leave the area or they would die. Number 3. Giants. Almost every culture has stories about humanoid creatures that has a massive size and incredible strength. Could they have been everywhere? Is it because of their size that the gestation period is longer, thus the birth rate of them were very low? Then maybe they're picky like the panda, or their offsprings tend to be of one sex that it's almost impossible to reproduce. Anyways, as there are many stories of giants in this world, especially around Europe, let's talk about one that's not from Europe. Instead, let's talk about an actual skeleton of a giant found in Peru. The giant is said to be around 7 to 8 feet tall, and it was dated to have came from around early 1400s to the mid 1500s. I guess that's not too weird, as there are still people alive today that are around 7+ feet tall. Though, this does make you wonder why finding remnants of mythical beings are almost impossible. All I could think of is either they have all turned into oil, or they just never existed. Number 2. EBUGOGO. They are humanoids that came from the island of Flores in Indonesia. They are said to be short, approximately 1 meter tall, covered with hair, has a pot belly and big ears. They are also said to look more like an ape rather than human, but they were known to be able to repeat some human words. Of course, this is all according to the island's folklore. They were said to be wild people with very little human common sense. They would eat anything they could get and were known to eat defenseless human babies. According to lore, the people of Flores once offered them food to coexist with the EBUGOGO and to stop them from destroying their crops. But the EBUGOGO was more harmful than good. They still destroyed crops, they kidnapped babies, and they ate anything they could get. Pretty much dangerous. So, the people of Flores hunted them down until extinction. It was only until the year 2003 that an anthropologist actually found the remains of a hominoid they now call Homo floresiensis in honor of the Flores island where they found it. The remains had the same features as the EBUGOGO known from the lore, so we could say that it's not impossible that they might have actually existed. Number 1. ABATWA. This race of people came from the Zulu mythology. They are tiny little things as they can ride on top of ants and are able to hide beneath blades of grass. Now don't think that because they are small they are harmless, as their weapons are usually doused with poison, very deadly poison, and they would kill if angered. The ABATWA people are shy enough that they tend to hide when there are people around, but once in a while they might show themselves. Weird thing is, they are very sensitive to their size. They're also very easily triggered. For example, it's the first time we ever saw them, and they asked if this is the first time that you've ever seen them. If you answered yes, get ready to be attacked with poisonous arrows, because they think that you're mocking their size, rather than it's actually their fault for always hiding. Another thing that could get you killed is when you accidentally stepped on one of them. You know, a life for a life.